Hey, it's Jeremy from freefranklincountykansas.org, and I'm here to talk to you about Franklin County taxes. Let's start out by listening to Derek Brown, the county administrator's comments in the 2023 budget hearing.
So this is the sixth budget that we've done, and over 6 years, we're actually down 9 mills. You know, we look at property values, and property values continue to go up. That's not a Franklin County thing. That's a global thing. At the very least, that is a United States of America thing. We can't control the global economy, but what we can do is try and adjust our mill levy as best we can to offset those increases in value. And so down over 9 mills in 6 years, I hope that's something the five of you are proud of, because that's something that my staff and I spent a lot of work on to achieve.
Bravo! Enough said. You guys really outdid yourselves. In fact, that's a wrap. Drinks are on me. These guys deserve a standing ovation. Wait a minute, the numbers are in. Let's look at the budget forms provided by Franklin County to the state of Kansas. In 2017, the total property tax collected by Franklin County was $13,700,000. The 2023 property tax approved last month by the county commissioners is $17,540,000, which is an increase of $3,840,000, or 28% from 2017. This means Derek Brown and the county commissioners are patting themselves on the back for increasing our taxes almost $4 million in the 6-year period Derek Brown is highlighting. Why has it become 28% more expensive to run the county government? Have you got a 28% raise in that amount of time? Per Franklin County's own data, the 2017 median household income within the county was $50,415. In 2021, it was $51,465. That is a 2.08% increase, which means property tax increases have exceeded wage growth by well over 20%. Wage increases can't keep up with county taxes, but how about those of you on a fixed income? I can't even imagine the difficulty you must be having. I also want to highlight the decrease in population during this time. The county government is serving less citizens than it was before, yet the cost of running the government has significantly increased. It's not like the county can say, we're serving 1,000 more citizens than we were before, so taxes have increased to provide services to that many more citizens. Something isn't adding up here. If you go even further back in time, the numbers become even more staggering. This graph shows the percent change in property tax, mill rate, inflation, and population for Franklin County since 1997. You can see that even though the population hasn't changed, which means the government isn't serving any more citizens than it was before, property taxes have increased over 200%. Property tax increases have exceeded inflation by over 150%. Let me take a moment to let this all sink in. You might be saying, but Jeremy, this can't be right. Per Derek Brown, the government decreased the mill levy 9 points in 6 years. That means they decreased taxes, right? Let's take a moment to talk about how property taxes work. Budgets are determined by the county commissioners, and the mill levy is just the multiplier used to reach the total amount of taxes required. So taxes are equal to the mill levy set by the county commissioners multiplied by property valuations. Obviously, if valuations go up and the mill levy goes up, then taxes go up. If valuations go up and the mill levy stays the same, then taxes go up. Even if the mill levy goes down, taxes can still go up. The total taxes the county commissioners deem necessary to run the local government is what is important here. The valuations and mill levy are just the vehicle used to arrive at the total taxation. If valuations go up, that does not mean the cost of running the local government should also go up. In Franklin County's example, over the last 6 budgets, taxes have gone up $3.8 million, or 28%, and Derek Brown and the commissioners are acting like they're saints. When taxing authorities pretend like they're not increasing taxes because they didn't raise the mill levy, that is called the honesty gap. This is the whole reason behind the KSA 79 2988 legislation, which requires taxing authorities to hold a budget hearing when taxes exceed the revenue neutral rate, or in other words, when taxes increase from one year to the next. You can see that Franklin County has increased taxes by 216%, but only changed the mill levy 27%, which is an honesty gap of 189%. All right, I've thrown a lot at you. Let's do a quick recap. Derek Brown and the county commissioners are patting themselves on the back for increasing the cost of providing the Franklin County government 28% in 6 years when the population has actually declined. It's not like there was an increase in population requiring the government to provide more services. If you watch the budget hearing, the commissioners try to act like the other taxes are the problem and they have no control over those taxes. But the reality is that this is just taxes for the Franklin County government and does not include the school districts, city governments, fire districts, or anything else. Where the heck is this money going? What additional services are we receiving to justify these increases? Are the county commissioners oblivious to how much they raise taxes? Are they being spoon-fed by Derek Brown and don't know any better? Or are they in on it? From the outside looking in, it kind of seems to me like Derek Brown has the county commissioners wrapped around his fingers. Between the sob story one commissioner gave at the end of the budget hearing, talking about how the property across from his sold twice, increasing his valuation, the barely coherent rambling about valuations from another commissioner talking about all the properties he owns and how he pays far more in property taxes than he gets paid to be here. Way to appeal to the average Joe, by the way. And I'm sure the tax increases in no way get passed on to his tenants. If you are one of his tenants, I would love to hear from you. Or him just chalking it all up to philosophical differences. Or one commissioner actually laughing at people and exclaiming that taxes are only going up 2.4% this year, like we should be grateful. Or how about the commissioner that didn't say a word the entire hearing? I'm thinking that most of the county commissioners, really don't understand how taxes work or what they're supposed to be doing, and are most likely being duped by Derek Brown, and B, probably aren't in their positions for the right reasons. This page is straight from the Franklin County budget and talks about the responsibilities for the county commissioners. You can see right here, sets property taxes. As we talked about earlier, valuations don't set property taxes. County commissioners set property taxes. I'm speculating that the current county commissioners are in their positions for one or more of the following reasons. They're looking to supplement their retirement income and offset cost of living increases like the outrageous Franklin County taxes. They're looking for health insurance. They're looking for special treatment for themselves and their buddies, or they're just bored and looking for something to do. The county commissioners that are blaming high property taxes on valuations are just victims of their own policies. Franklin County is bleeding out money and it's out of control. The population is declining while taxes continue to skyrocket. Like several people said in the budget hearing, people are looking at the ridiculous taxes in our county and choosing to live elsewhere. Also mentioned in the budget hearing were the huge tax breaks Franklin County is offering to certain businesses to be in the county, with the ultimate irony being that the people are just commuting from elsewhere to fill these jobs because they don't want to live in Franklin County because of the outrageous taxes. Is that really what we want to be known for? Franklin County needs a sign that says, "Come to Franklin County, home to one of the highest median property taxes in the United States." And by the way, that last part is a direct quote from taxrates.org. We haven't even talked about where the 2023 tax increase is going. Franklin County is increasing salaries with next year's budget by $348,000. There is some debate over how many employees Franklin County actually has between online records and what was stated in the hearing, but Derek Brown says it's somewhere around 200, between 200 and 210. If we take the $1.3 million increase to salaries in the 2023 budget and divide by the stated number of employees, assuming it is actually divided equally and not top heavy, that comes out to between $6,421 and $6,742 per employee. That is one heck of a pay increase. I know I've never seen a pay increase of that magnitude. Earlier, we looked at the change in median household income in Franklin County from 2017 to 2021, and the total increase was $1,050 over 4 years. So we're talking about a 1 year salary increase per employee that is well over $5,000 more than what the median household increase was in Franklin County over 4 years. The median household income also includes all wages for the entire household and not per individual. I don't want to zero in on the typical Franklin County worker, but I do think that my fellow citizens deserve to see what it's like at the top of the Franklin County food chain. Per govsalaries.com, Derek Brown, County Administrator, had a total compensation of $163,205 in 2021, which is more than 6.5 times the per capita or average income in Franklin County. Derek Brown paints himself as a hometown boy, but the reality is that he makes over 6.5 times the average income of the citizens he is supposed to be serving, and he doesn't even live in the county. I'd love to see how much his pay is going up with the salary increases in the 2023 budget. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for rewarding exceptional value with a Mahomes level contract. I don't know about you, but in my book, raising the cost of running our local government 28% in 6 years is nowhere near winning a championship. Janet Paddock is apparently double dipping as county clerk and finance officer with a combined total compensation of $121,446 in 2021, which is almost 5 times the average income in Franklin County. I think it's important to note that the salary increase recommendations in this budget were made due to a pay study Derek's staff spent considerable time on. Is anyone else seeing red flags? Here's what I'm thinking. Number one, where are the results of this pay study? And two, why was this pay study not done by an independent third party? Do you trust the guy making 6.5 times the average Franklin County income, or the clerk making almost 5 times the average Franklin County income, to do a pay study that will most likely increase their income even further? I know I don't. I checked Glassdoor for the average county administrator salary, and this is what I found. Total pay, $92,492. Let's look at some example salaries. Roscommon County, Michigan, $78,731. They have a population of 23,863. Or Gladwin County, Michigan, salary of $90,083. They have a population of 25,386. There's Columbia County, Georgia, salary of $83,656 with a population of 159,639. Madison County, Illinois, 85,107. Population 264,490. So our own county administrator is making close to double what these other county administrators who are serving counties close to the same size or even much larger than Franklin County are making. How about county clerk? Total pay, $63,000. Here's some examples. Fort Bend County, Texas, 51,684. Cherokee County, Georgia, 44,845. Canadian County, Oklahoma, 43,626. Collier County, Florida, $51,733. On her clerk salary alone, Janet Paddock is making around double these salaries, and that isn't even counting her double dipping as finance officer. I've done some research on how many employees similarly sized counties and other neighboring states have, and found that these counties all have significantly less employees than Franklin County, and no surprise, significantly less property tax. You can see in this table that Franklin County has up to 4 times the total number of employees. We have one government employee per every 91 citizens, while these other counties have up to 311 citizens per government employee. What in the world are we doing to require so many more employees? What services are we receiving that these other counties are not? I do want to point out that there is a discrepancy between what govsalaries.com is reporting as the number of employees and what was stated in the budget hearing. I'd love to have full transparency from the county and get to the bottom of that. Are these people on the payroll but not considered employees? Whatever the case, if you take the number down to 200 to 210 and hide the other 70 to 80 people on the payroll deep down at the bottom of the filing cabinet, the ratio is still significantly more than these other counties. KansasPolicy.org makes some interesting comments regarding the bloated state of government in Kansas. Kansas has the third highest number of state and local government workers per capita, leaving only 2 states with more state and local government workers per resident. In other words, of all 50 states in the US, only 2 have more state and local government workers per resident. This is insane. It is obvious to me that Franklin County is in desperate need of an audit. And I'm not talking about Janet Paddock apparently calling around to other counties to determine that Franklin County is appropriately staffed. Oh, and where is that report at? Or Derek Brown and his staff doing their own pay study so that they can get their pay significantly increased. Or the yearly audits that essentially state the county is taking in more tax revenue than it is spending. I'm talking about an independent audit by a third party to determine, number one, why the county is bleeding out money and increasing taxes so much every year. 2, how many employees it really takes to staff a local government serving 25,000 citizens. And 3, what the appropriate salaries are for those employees. It is obvious to me that the citizens are not receiving full transparency for where their tax dollars are going. The level of accountability from our leaders is downright laughable. I personally believe that the county commissioners and administrative staff are doing whatever they can to benefit themselves rather than doing what's in the best interest of the taxpayers they're supposed to be serving. Franklin County needs to be run more like a business. A business that is bleeding out money year after year is not going to stay afloat. In a business, the shareholders are not going to put up with leaders that don't listen to them or act in their best interest. We're experiencing the highest rate of inflation in 40 years. Everything is getting more and more expensive. Mortgage rates have rapidly increased to the highest they've been in 20 years, with the housing bubble primed to burst. Stock markets are down 20% on the year, and our county government continues to drastically increase our taxes and raise their own exorbitant salaries. All right, if you've stuck around this long, you're probably just as angry as I am and wondering, where do we go from here? We're at a crossroads where 3 of the 5 county commissioner positions are up for election this year on November 8th. This is our chance to take back our county and put an end to these outrageous tax increases. Here is the district map. If you live in the 1st district, which is Ottawa City, the 4th district, which is south of Ottawa, or in the 5th district, which is the eastern half of the county, these commissioner positions are all up for election. Now is the time where we need to make our voices heard. It's sad, but these commissioners are running uncontested on the ballot. Maybe that's why they think it can do whatever they want without any fear of losing their positions. If you're in the 5th district, Please write me in on your ballot, and I promise I will do whatever it takes to be the best commissioner this county has ever seen. However, I can't do it on my own, as it will just be an uphill battle against the other commissioners. If you have any interest in making a difference, please reach out. I want to take a final moment to make one thing clear. I am not anti government. I'm not calling for us to defund the police and fire all of our emergency personnel. If you're one of the essential, hardworking, dedicated county employees that shows up to work every day and busts your butt to serve the community, this video is not about you. But I think if you are one of the people I just described, you probably know firsthand how messed up this county government is, and I would love to hear your stories. I promise complete anonymity. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future content. Check out my website, freefranklincountykansas.org. Join our group on Facebook. There's a link in the comments below. Send this video to your neighbors and all your friends. And last and most important, make your voice heard in the general election on November 8th. If we don't do it now, we're just going to see more of the same for the next 4 years.